Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. While President Biden um, is uniting the country with his State of the Union speech address, we have problems all over the place, and especially in the rich countries, like, for instance, France. I don't know if France is rich, I was just kidding, but they think they are. But anyway, what's going on over there? As you know, there's a little scuffle regarding the pension. The government tries to raise the pension age for the French citizens, and it seems like the public does not like that one bit. But you put that together with strikes that occurred in Great Britain, the neighbor, with what, 500,000 people were on strike. You know, the nurses and what was that? Train conductors and taxi drivers or cab drivers and truck drivers, whatever it was, about what, 500,000 people on strike, and good for them. Now let's see what's happening in France, or what happened in France. This article comes from Sputnik, and it's from today, the 7th of February 2023. Over 750,000 French taking part in the third nationwide protest against pension reform, media reports. What's going on here? Is this Iran here? Is this Iran? Oh, they're saving him. Oh, okay, I got it. They're saving the guy. The guy is in danger to be, I don't know, caught by those people, and they're saving. Oh my, what's that? Oh, is Michael Jackson back? There's gonna be a little moonwalking around here, a little dance. You know how those things were in concerts. Okay, well, that's nice. So, Paris. Over 750,000 people took part in the third nationwide protest against the controversial pension reform in France on Tuesday. French media reported, citing the country's interior ministry. You know what interior ministry is, right? Okay, interior ministry right here, okay, and this right here. Those are the interior ministry employees. So, according to the ministry's data, a total of 757,000 people participated in protests across France, with 57,000 in Paris alone, the French broadcaster reported. So instead of going to Paris Saint-Germain to watch the football game, they went and they started doing that kind of things, dancing on the ground. France's largest union, the General Confederation of Labor, CGT, so General Confederation of Labor, after they want to be in French, estimated the number of protesters at almost 2 million people countrywide, with 400,000 in the French capital. French capital, I think that's not right. France capital, because French. Yeah, okay. So French, that, yeah. Demonstrators were carrying banners of leading French unions chanting, and I'm quoting, "Pension at 60." And I'm quoting again, "Macron, take your hands off your pensions. No reform without universal approval. Raise wages, not the retirement age." Broadcaster said, I think not raise wages. I think provide the economic environment for a good business, and therefore their wages will raise. Otherwise, you ask for something that maybe you don't deserve, if you know what I mean. Now, Macron, take your hands off your pensions. I think if Macron really takes his hands off their pensions, they will not receive anything, because I think the pensions over there in France are very much government handed. And if Macron really takes his hands, so I think he should take keeps his hands on your pensions. Otherwise, you won't have anything. No reform without universal approval. I don't get this one. I'm not against these guys, but I think all this pension at 60. What if they would say no, pension at 35? Then what? You know, it's nothing. And then again, Macron Give us more pensions. No reform without universal approval. What do you mean, universal approval? And raise wages, not retirement age. Anyway, the protest action was accompanied by industrial strikes in several sectors, including transport, energy, and education. French unions have already announced that they were going to hold their next national demonstration on February 11th. Vlad Impaler's date of birth. Good. Russian media reported earlier in the day that black bloc radicals joined the protest in Paris and started breaking windows of cafes and shops, setting garbage cans on fire and smashing billboards. Where did you learn this one, black bloc radicals? What's that? They were also throwing firecrackers and glass bottles at police officers. In response, the police used tear gas to disperse the crowd. Oh, so there was not Michael Jackson in concert there? According to French media, 17 people were detained in Paris on Tuesday. Let's check what that black bloc. I've never heard of it. All right, we got it. The black bloc. A black bloc is a tactic used by protesters who wear black clothing, ski mask. Okay, I thought it was just a certain kind of. Oh, these weasels here. Look at them. Okay, yeah, you look like tough. Yeah, we're gonna play some basketball here. And these guys are anarchists. Okay, that means Mr. Noam Chomsky and Howard Zinn, not good. All right, because they were anarchists, if you remember. At least one is still alive, the other one is not with us. I spoke with some. They were not my friends, but I met them while I was in the mountains. I met, there were 4 Israelites, Jews from Israel. I don't know how you call them anyway. And they were over there and they were young, and I spoke with them. They were all in the military. There were 3 guys and 1 girl. There were 4. Or 4 guys? 3 guys, I think they were. 3 guys and 1 girl, I think. Anyway, they were all 3, they were in the military. And one of them, who seemed to be their boss, if you know what I mean, he was very, very smart, very educated, very, very, very balanced. Yeah, I was with him friends on Facebook for some time, but I destroyed my Facebook and then I lost it. I didn't remember his name and all that. Only the first name, but you can't do much with that one. So anyway, I mentioned them, thinking that I, build rapport with them. I mentioned, Howard Zinn and Noam Chomsky. Oh my God, that fucked up everything. They were, Noam Chomsky. They started talking, and then Howard Zinn. And then when I mentioned Norman Finkelstein, oh my God, it was like a riot over there in the mountains. But it was interesting because I was pushing buttons to see how they react. What do they think about these guys? They're all, American, how do you call them? Professors, university professors. What's his name? Noam Chomsky. They were MIT professor, Noam Chomsky, I think, and Howard Zinn, but Finkelstein was at DePaul University. He was an associate professor, and he was, because some people say, of Alan Dershowitz. You can watch that on Democracy Now! It's a video. He showed up with Alan Dershowitz over there. Dershowitz, that guy from Harvard. Anyway, and he, according to that video, exposed Dershowitz of plagiarism or something like that. And I don't know. It was just a mess over there. And some people say that because of that, he didn't get tenure. Watch that. It's on Democracy Now! Right? With what's her name? I can't remember her name. Anyway. Annie Goldstein, whatever her name is. Okay, unimportant? No, I don't think so. I think it's important. So here we have it. The black, whatever that was. So, what else here? On January 10th, French Prime Minister Elisabeth Borne unveiled a draft of the conventional pension reform that the government plans to adopt in 2023. According to the draft, the French authorities will gradually raise the retirement age in the country by 3 months a year from September 1st, 2023. By 2030, the retirement age will reach 64. Why do you stop? Keep going. A nationwide strike have since taken place in France as people protest the reform. The first nationwide strike against pension reform took place across France on January 19, during which 8 of the country's largest trade unions held more than 200 demonstrations. An estimated 1 million people took part in the protest, the French Interior Minister said. On January 31st, over 87,000 people reportedly took part in the second demonstration against pensions reform held in Paris. On Monday, a majority of lawmakers in the French parliament rejected the proposal of the left coalition New Ecological and Social People Union to hold a referendum on the pension reform. They reject the proposal for the referendum, of course, because referendum will bypass you, weasels. That's why. If they would do here some referenda on some things, a lot of things will change here that a lot of people will be upset, and a lot of interest will be like, you can't have that done. If you have a referenda on the important issues of this country will be better. Let's leave it right there. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.